Hello, this is Go Live Vegas Studios. This show is called Full Tilt Vegas. I want to say again, next week you'll see I'm going to go ahead and talk about my opinion. Everything I talk about in horse racing is my opinion. It's not like I'm reading it from a book. This is 34 years of experience. So everything that I'm telling you is from my experience, and it's my opinion. So, a lot of people have experienced a lot of things. My experience is the three main games. I do play poker. I went in my, I think it's a fourth. Was it the fourth one I talked about, or the fifth one? I talked about slot machines, poker, Keno. This is my book. You can go on Amazon, Google Play, Kindle. There's no horse racing in this, but this book was one of the top selling books on Amazon in 2000. I think it was in 18. I was 7th out of the top 10 at Amazon, and I was right there with all the top people that talk about poker, craps, blackjack, and roulette. So I suggest you get it on your phone. That way, anywhere you go, I forgot that book. No, you'll have it on your phone. You have to step away from a crap table or a blackjack table and go over something. You'll have it right there, and you won't look funny going through a book. You'll be scrolling through your phone like everybody does. So, but you can get that book on. I suggest get it on your phone. That way you have it everywhere you go. And downtime, you're at work, lunchtime, you can go over it. Okay. I'm going to talk about odds. I got asked this question a lot of times, and people ask me, well, I don't know what that means, 7-1. I don't know what that means, 8-5. That means, okay, any horse if you get a horse that says 3-5, that's exactly what it means. It pays 3 to your 5. If it pays 8-5, it pays 8 to your 5. If it pays and once it goes over 7-2, 7-2 means it's $7 to your 2. So it's a $9 horse. So it's a $7, and then you get your $2 back, because it's most of the time it's a $2 bet, unless you go to the machine on the teller, the tote. They'll go ahead. It's a $2 bet. So if it's 7-2, you'll get 7. You'll get your $7 and $2 back. It's $9. If it's 7-2 and you bet 200, just move the decimal over. It pays $900. But that's on the odds. You'll have to learn that. As a matter of fact, usually I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. Usually when the new meet starts, a lot of time in the program, you'll find it in there. It'll have it right here. Usually it's right here or it's right here. It's about a 2x2, and it tells you, and you'll learn. So if you look up there, it says, "Oh man, this horse is 4-5," or "This horse is even money." You'll know what it pays right off the bat. So that's on odds. The other thing is on cheat sheets. You can go and look them up. Clocker's Corner has one. I can't remember the other ones, because the only time I've seen those is when Gary and a guy named Ken would have those. We were all friends. They let me look at them. Sometimes I look at them, and I'm looking at the when the workouts, and they're giving, like, say they give him an A, and then next week they got A plus, and the next week they got a A plus again. You better look at that horse. The reverse on that is, if he's at A, and all of a sudden he's got a C, something's wrong with that horse. Something happened. He was doing great 2 weeks ago, and now third week he regressed. Something happened to him. Who knows what happened to him? But that's the grade he got on the running. When the horse is running, and the jockey is supposed to look, they're not supposed to look back. They're supposed to look under their arm. So when they're riding, they look under their arm, and if they see that nobody's coming after them, a lot of times it's called gearing down a horse. They end up just riding the horse, and it's called gearing down. So sometimes if he wins by 6 lengths, and I go, wow, he won by 6 lengths, he could have won by probably 8. But the jockey geared him down because they want to save the horse. There's no sense in pushing the horse if he's going to win the race. So That's called gearing them down. Um, uh, the other thing is on the workouts, if if you see a horse that that's working and it says handily, you'll see an H. Um, it's a uppercase H. That means they're working handle. That means the horse was working, and they worked the horse handily. They weren't pushing the horse. If he gets a good workout, like say he goes 4 furlongs, and he does it in on a workout, and he say he does it in 40, 46 and change. That's pretty good. That's a real good handily. And sometimes if when they're running a horse and they run around their workout, say it's it could be 5 furlongs, doesn't matter. And they said he had a good workout, and they'll tell you he was breezing. That means the horse did it easy. He was breezing, and you'll see that. You'll see him. Say he does 46 and no, say he does 47 breezing. That means he probably could have ran that in 46. So that was breezing. The other thing is that you got to look for is when a horse is running and the dogs are up. It's called the dogs are up. It's about 2 feet from the rail. They hook these things on and they run around them. That is a lowercase D with brackets. You'll see brackets, and that means that they ran with the dogs up. If they run like that around the turns, their workout. If they have a real good workout, 40. Say they did it in 47 flat. That means without those dogs, they would have probably done it in 46. And a lot of times, if you look at those fractions, sometimes you'll see a horse run. Say he runs 59. If he runs a 59 or say he runs a 58 and he got the bullet, some horses that's a race, and he did it in a workout, and maybe he did it with the dogs up. That's the other thing you have to learn. That's information that I'm hoping I'm giving you it here. This is 34 years of experience that I'm giving it to you on this show, and I'm hoping I'm covering everything. Next week I'm going to be covering a lot of information. You gotta tune in next week because you're gonna have a surprise when you see in the commercial. I'm gonna show you what happened to me at the Belmont, the Belmont races. It was the 8th race, but yeah. And the other thing I want to tell you about sires, I should have done this on my second show, but I had so much information to tell you. I was jumping back and forth. Good sires right now into Mischief. Watch out for those horses. I usually circle it. I usually circle on top the sire into Mischief. Those horses right now, their offspring is winning. A lot of them. The other one, that's okay. Let's just say for now, this is on the. They do run on the turf. A lot of the dirt run. American Pharoah. I bet a lot of the American Pharoah horses, their offspring. A lot of times they win. I just bet them. But you know what? They're 3 to 5 even money, but they win. And you want to use those when you play a pick 3, pick 4. Hopefully that's your single. And then the other one right now, this one beat me today. I think it was in the second race. Kitten Soma was on that horse. Uncle Mo. Look out for Uncle Mo because that's another sire right now. Oh man, those horses are winning a lot. And now the grass horses is Warfront. I won a lot of races since for like the past 2 years. Warfront. I look at Warfront. I circle it. The back in the this is quite a few years back. Danzig's. That horse is another one. Grass. And the other one is really a big time grass too is Dynaformer. Dynaformer and Warfront. I really look for those. And Danzig, yes too. But those are the sires, the offspring right now. You got to look for those because that's what's winning right now. And that, like I said, that in the second race at Santa Anita, Uncle Mo, the offspring of that horse, I didn't really think that horse was going to beat. I think it was, I had 3. I think I had I can't remember what I had. Anyway, I didn't think I think it was Pratt's horse. I think it was I don't know. I can remember. It was 3 or 4. Anyway, if that Uncle Mo didn't beat me, I would have won the pick 3 today. And I think I bet it. I think I had it 10 times. I would have won for $40. I think it was 40. I would have won something like maybe $600 for $40 just because Uncle Mo beat me. Okay, rails are out on a route. Runners have to be in front. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was supposed to have a guest or maybe 2 guests. I think they picked up mounts. A couple of jockeys that I know. I was hoping I get one of them. I wish they were here. I'm not going to mention their names. I think they picked up some late mounts, so they couldn't make it. I really wish it was here. This stuff would have been. We could have been going over some real good stuff. One of the jockeys asked me, well, "What are you going to do? You're going to ask me a whole bunch of questions?" I go, "No. The show is not about you. It's about horse racing and the betting public." I would just ask, "What is your opinion? Like horses that they take the blinkers off or they add them?" I says. Personally, I know they take them off. They're rating them. They're trying to rate them, or they don't like them. And then the other one, they put them on. The horse usually moves up. I don't know if he thought I was trying to put him on the spot, but I says no. I want to ask your opinion because hopefully, if there's other people like me out there with a lot of experience, I'm not going to write a book on horse racing. I'm just not going to do it. The reason why is because why would you buy my book? Yeah, 34 years of experience on horse racing. I have a lot of experience, and I tell you a lot of information here. A lot of people I know have been doing horses for 20. They don't even have 1/10 of what I'm telling them. And then when I tell them, they go, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." And I show them my ticket. Yeah. What is this? But it's. I just said it would have been good to have you come on, and it's not their fault. I think they picked up mounts. So they had if they didn't pick up them mounts, they probably would have showed up. But just opinion. Why they get blinkers? What do you think? Say a horse is dropping 62.5 optional claimer. He's dropping down to 32,000. What is your opinion on that? Was my opinion, he's coming out of a better race unless something's wrong with him. Now, if he goes from a 62.5 optional claimer and he drops into a say even as low as a 20,000 optional claimer, and then he comes out with front wraps, those are the two things. They're dropping because something's wrong with them, or because he comes out with wraps, or maybe the trainer doesn't want him claimed and they wrap him, or they have to run a race. Like I said in my second episode, they can't keep him in the barn. It's like $3,000 upkeep for the horse. The owners have to pay that $3,000 to have the horse trained, keep him in the barn, and train him to do his workouts. Because you can't claim a horse yourself. It has to be a trainer with a license. You can't keep that horse in your backyard as a pet. It has to be at their facility. So I was just going to ask questions like that. It'd be nice to get a jockey's perspective. It'd be crazy if I had Gary Stevens on here. Oh my God, I'd get him by the throat. How many races I lost? He used to be my favorite jockey, but he's retired, and now my buddy's Pratt, which lost 2 races today for me. So I'll get him later. So now I'm gonna talk about the rail. I think I did tell you on one of the episodes the rails are out 30 feet. Runners have to usually if they're out 30 feet. Some of these rails are out 90 feet, and I'm going, that's just crazy. When the rails are out that far, usually only 30 feet is cured from the rail 30 feet out. So if they move those rails out 30 feet, 40 feet, the rails become tighter and wider. So when the horses go to the front, they usually stay in the front. It's harder for closers to come and catch them. So you want to look for that. You want to look for the rails are out. I don't think any of these have it. I noticed a couple of the. See here. This is Del Mar. Anyway, it says right here, Aaron. Yeah, it says this is a turf race, and rails are at 18 feet. You can see it right there. So you want to look for that. If the rails are out 18 feet. Can you see that? Video ready? Oh, okay. That you look. It's a turf race, and the rails are out. They're out only 18 feet. So at 18 feet, there's not a big worry. But hopefully, if the rails are out 18 feet, I like to have the front runner. But once they go to 25, 30 feet, you got to look out, especially if they're out, the rails are out 40 feet. I want my horse to be in the front because a closer, it's hard for a closer to come and catch those horses in the front. Like I said, it's a tighter rail and the rails are wider. EP, I'm going to go into a horse's speed horse. Is an EP, a horse that runs to the front. And the other one is mid, runs in the mid pack. And those are called P or pressers. Those horses, I have a friend, I haven't seen her in a while because she moved from the San Bernardino racing facility that I go to. She moved and went to Paris, but she was looking at those all the time. Carolyn, if you're watching, I miss you. You and Pat. Carolyn was a professor at Cal State, and Pat was the dean. So I was sitting there with all these brains. My head was hurting. But one time my daughter goes, "What are you doing sitting here with them?" Carolyn goes, "Just leave him alone. Richard makes us laugh. He's funny." But she was always looking at the EP. She had her little laptop up, and I was looking at, "Karen, what are you looking at that for? You need to look at the fractions and see how the track is playing." Richard, I don't look at that stuff. But you know what the funny thing is? Carolyn, she wasn't a big bettor. She bet $5. Sometimes win, place, and show. Sometimes it'd be funny. She bet $7. Just the way she bet. But you guess what? She was betting long shots. I couldn't believe how many times she hit long shots. I said, "Carolyn, tell me you got 20 to win on that horse." "Rich, I don't bet like you." And I said, "Well, cheapers, that horse was 40 to 1. You got $5? You should have had 20. Let's see, 40, 80. You could have won $82. $820 for $20. She didn't bet like that. But she'd go over to EP and P's, and there's a couple other ones. You can look, you can find all this stuff. I think it was the forum. I don't know if it was a forum or the program. I don't really watch that. I look at how fast a horse runs, what the splits were, and does he run to the front, and I see his fractions and what he came home at, and look at the track variance. That's what I look at. That's real important to me. God, I was just thought about something. But anyway, front rows. Let me see. Is there got 9, 6? There's I think it was Del Mar. Yeah, Del Mar. Like I said about Del Mar on my last show, that's why I want to be in the front, because the track is heavy and the horses usually come from behind. So I bet horses that come from behind at Del Mar. Del Mar, Hollywood used to be really fast, front runners. The Bull Ring, like I said, that'll be my next show. Talk about the Fairplex, how Fairplex used to run, why you should bet front runners and why you shouldn't bet them, when you should bet closers. I had something else here. I don't know where it's at, but yeah. Let me see. The other thing is, when you bet, say pick threes. When you bet pick threes, you don't have to bet them like I say in multiples. You'll see it on my the next week. Like I said, you'll see get a little surprised how I bet. But when you go to a track and you're looking at the track, one of the first things you want to do is you want to get the scratches. Always get the scratches. Go to the total and say, "Give me the scratches." If you're at Del Mar, tell, "I want the scratches for Del Mar," and they'll give you the scratches. You should in the forum, you should have all those scratches, because you're handicapping. You're taking too much time handicapping, and the horses is scratch. And today, I was looking at this the 3 horse. I think it was at Golden Gate. I don't care betting Golden Gate. I don't know. I think there are a lot of cheap claimers, and sometimes they beat each other. So, but anyway, there was a horse today, and I said that horse should win easy. The horse, I think it was 6-5, and I said that's why the horse is 6-5. That horse should win. And I get up to the window. I get my pick 3, and he scratched. So I go, oh, he scratched. So I had to go back, and I think I put the 4 in, and the 4 won. And but I lost the last leg. I won the first 2 and lost the last leg. I don't know who came in, but it was I don't know. I think it was a semi-long shot. So let me see. You know what we're gonna do right now? Okay, there's besides my book, I also have I've written 3 screenplays. They're at the WGA West. I do because I was in a few movies and commercials. I know this has nothing to do with horse racing, but I want to get this in there because next in a couple of weeks, I don't know if I'm going to do a segment on skateboarding, but I want to show I'm working on other projects, and what I'm going to show you tonight is a trailer that Aaron here, he's the one that edited it. He put my music and all that to it, but what I'm doing here is for another one of my projects, and we're looking for funding. If anybody's interested in funding, I can tell you it's a $5.7 billion annually. That's why everybody's involved with, Maloof's got involved with skateboarding. It's very lucrative, but every skateboard venue that they have is always sold out. It's always sold out. And the reason why a lot of skateboard movies, is my opinion, that don't do well is because there's too much profanity. My screenplay has no profanity in it. It's for kids and the parents to go see it. So right now I'm going to show you this trailer that Aaron, and it's one of my projects, and we're looking for funding. Go ahead, Aaron.
We have got to try to get rid of those skateboarders.
We tried, boss. Those skateboarders are tricky.
We haven't tried everything. I know we got off the subject a little bit, but that's another project I'm working on. If anybody's interested in funding, want to be a co-producer, producer, executive producer, you can leave the number here with Aaron, and we can sit down and we can talk. Okay, let's get back to horse racing. Horses live about 30 years. If they're, people ask me, a couple of people ask me how long they live. 30 years, some 25. So it also depends how they're kept up on mile furlong horses. I'm going to go into how to bet. I'm going to go into how to bet a little more. Uh, I got a couple of questions that people that I know that watch the show. Um, Art Guerrero says, give me a horse and Del Mar long shot. Well, uh, watch the track, watch how the horses are running up and down, look at the form, buy the form, Art. Uh, uh, that's the only way you can find it. One time there was a horse called Eric's Count Daddy. My son was named Eric, and he said, look, Dad, Eric's Count Daddy. I'm Eric, your daddy. Bet on that horse. I go, Eric, he's 10-1. Well, the horse went off at Del Mar, and the horse won. My son, hey, he won. I go, Eric, I don't bet names. So if you bet, like next week, you'll see. Next week, you tune in, you'll see how I bet, the money I won, and you'll see how I bet. If you're gonna bet like I said, get the scratches, and that way you won't spend too much time on handicapping. So if the horse is scratched, then you don't have to worry about handicap. That's why I get all the scratches. The first thing I do in the form, I get the scratches, I scratch those out, and then I circle Lasix for the first time, blinkers for the first time. I don't worry too much about blinkers coming off. I worry more about blinkers going on, because the horse is usually going to move the horse up. So say you're betting a pick 3, and what do you say? When it's good at track, coming that long shot. Art's giving me some more.
You have questions?
Yeah, questions up there. It's a good idea to research a horse. Yes.
Is it a good idea?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Researching the horse is looking at the form and seeing what his PPs are, past performances. That's what you're researching a horse. And go back. I would go back at least 2 years. Just because a horse was running, you'll see it. You'll see a horse running very well. He might have broke his maiden the second time, or won it the first time, or maybe took him 4 tries, and then he started running and went to allowance races, won a couple of good races, and then all of a sudden he drops into claimer, and then say he drops into a 50,000, then he goes to a 40, then he's running at 32. The horse is regressing. You got to really look out for that, because that means that horse it's either has some type of problem. Something's wrong with the horse. He comes out with front wraps. Now he's got full blinkers. The horse is not the horse he once was. So in looking at the form, you can find that out. Now sometimes, like I think I said last week, horses for courses. You'll see a horse at, like I remember this at Hollywood. Hollywood was fast. And I see this horse run at Hollywood. He comes in first, second, third, first, and then he ends up going to Del Mar, and the horse 7th, 5th, 6th, because he's a front runner. And Del Mar's a heavy track. That's why the front runners sometimes they regress. They can't handle it. It's a deeper track, and it's probably got a little too much water on it. So that's the other thing you got to look for. Horses for courses. Now some horses like certain tracks, so you got to look for that, and you can see it right. It says Golden Gate. He wins, and he goes to he goes to Santa Anita, and he can't win. So they bring, and then all of a sudden they'll say, now he's back to Golden Gate, and I'm looking at this. Okay, he's back where he belongs. The other thing about that is you'll see a horse. He'll run at 20,000. Say 20,000 claimer, 20,000 claimer, $25,000 claimer, and he's winning. Then they jump him up to 40, and he comes in. Maybe I seen one today. He actually came in second, and I looked over at the track variance. It was fast. Well, that's why he stayed in the front, but he came in second. Then he ran in another race, and that race was I think that was a 45. $1,000 claimer, and came in like 5th, and then he runs another. I think he ran at another claimer, and he came in 7th, and so now
they put him back in at 20,000. You better look out for that horse because that horse is where he belongs. They thought the horse was improving. He improved that one race, but then they were pushing the horse to be something he wasn't. So they bring him back down to where he belongs, 20,000. You better look out. And even if he goes from that, and what if he drops down to 12.5? You better really look at it because he used to run in better races. So it's like a college kid running at now he's at college running against college kids. Now he went to the high school and ran against those kids. What do you think's going to happen? Probably going to win that race. Okay, so when you bet, they got rolling doubles, so you can bet a rolling double. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a little bit about money management. When you bet $2 double, okay, that means you're spending $2 to place the first race. This is an example: first race, second race, and you're playing $2. Well, you're spending $2 to hit the daily double, and those pools, a lot of times those pools, unless it's a long shot, if it's a favorite, say there are two favorites, say you got an 8-5 and a 2-1, and then this race over here has a 3-5 and a say he's got a 2-1. Well, if you play a daily double, even if you play those two horses and these two horses, and the two favorites win, that double's not going to pay much for $2. Now, if you catch the other, say the first two horses that were the favorite, the second favorite's one, the double will pay a lot more. But this is the other thing about using money management. If you're spending $2 for the daily double, and if you look up at the screen, you'll see how much the doubles pay. Well, I don't usually play the double. Sometimes I do because I got a horse here that's is actually say 4-1, and I think he's going to beat that horse. I'll play the double. I'll play $20 double, and I think the favorite's going to win the next race. I'll go $20 double to the 4-1 who beats my who beats that 3-5, and then I'll play that. If I hit that double for $2, it's worth playing the daily double for $2 because that double will probably pay, I don't know, say he pays $16. I make $160 for $20. Now I've hit it before. I've hit it. The biggest one I ever hit was $72, and I paid $20. I got back $720 for $20 because I caught a price horse. Now, what I'm going to tell you about money management, when you're playing a double, years ago when I first started, I used to play the double all the time because to me it was easy to pick this race and this race. I just had to figure out what horse was going to win in that race, which that ain't easy to do. You know what horse is going to win in that race. So what I did, I remember Gary used to say, "Why are you playing the double? You're paying $2 for a double, which the pool is small, especially if the two favorites win or second favorites." Back then it was $3. So $3 for a pick three. So I'm spending. He said, "Why don't you put one more dollar in, and now you're going to play a pick three, which a pool is bigger. You're only spending $1 more than $2, and now you're going to win. If you win all three races, the pool is a lot more. Back then, I remember the pick three used to be a lot because it was $3. So the pools were really big. I remember winning some of those pick threes. It'd be like $60, or sometimes it was $100. They used to, a lot of times they're like in their 80s, $120, because you spent $1 more. And the double, you'd be lucky for. See, but you remember, you're spending $2 to hit the double. So sometimes those doubles back then, they might have paid, I don't know, they were $25 or something like that. But for one more dollar, and you played the pick three, you need one more race. Now it doesn't mean you're going to play one horse. Now that you're playing the pick three, it's called spreading. So you're spreading. So you might have two horses, and two horses, or try to find a single, even if he's 3-5, or even money. That's what you're looking for. So Gary goes, you put one more dollar in and play the pick threes. And I started doing that, and I noticed for one more dollar, I hit the pick threes because I used to a lot of times just play 3 horses, but I had Gary over here when I was first learning, so he kind of tell me, "Oh, Richard, this horse probably won, this one wins." So I used to play it. Sometimes when I hit it, I had some really good pick threes. Now today, I don't play. Now they're $1. Now you can see they're only $1. So if you're playing the daily double, you're spending $2. Now the pick threes are only $1. So what do you think you should play? $2 away to hit 2 races, or $1 to hit 3 races, and you're gonna make more money in the pick 3, especially when you find a price horse. Like if I don't know if I should say this because next week you'll see it. Next week, because that show actually next week it's being taped because I can't come into town. If I would have played the doubles in my races that I played at the Belmont, the doubles were huge. I think I caught, you'll see it. You'll see my pick 3. But all those doubles paid a lot because they knocked out the favorites. So it's just a way of using money management. Okay, now, that's a pick 3. And right now, because of the public wanted to, they said it was too much money. $5 exactas, $3 pick 3s. They're all crying, so they dropped everything. Now it's $1 pick 3s. You can play a pick 4 now and a pick 3 for 50 cents. I don't like doing that. I want to bet it. I want to win it for $1 because I look up and I see how much it pays. I know I got it for that, and then I times it by 10 or 20, so I know I got that. So if you now those are pick 3s, right, for $1. Now you can play a pick 4 for $1. So you have to hit 4 horses. Four races each horse, but that doesn't mean you're betting this horse. You might be spreading. Say you got 2 horses in this race, and then this horse you have 2 horses. So that means, well, hold on. And then this horse is a favorite, and you know that favorite. You're pretty sure that favorite's going to, say it's a Baffert horse or what's the name? Anyway, one Pratt rides for Peter Miller. You know that horse is probably gonna win that grass race, so you single that horse, and then say you got 2 horses in the 4th leg, so you got $2. 2 times 2 is 4. You don't count this. The middle one is just still 4, and then now you got 2 here, so it's 2 times 4 is 8. You're playing the pick 4 for $8. Okay, if I do that, I'm pretty sure I think these horses. I think they're gonna win. Because you might put more horses in. I've done that before. I put as high as 4. I don't want to do that, but I don't want to buy the race either. So I'll go 10 times. Now the ticket's going to cost, instead of $8, cost me $80. Well, guess what? If I hit that, say it pays, let me see that pick 3. Say it pays, I don't know, kind of hard to say, $30. Okay? Say it pays $30. Now I move the decimal over. I make $300. I paid $80 for the ticket, but I make $300. Now a lot of times, if you catch you knock out the favorite and you hit the second favorite, or maybe you hit a price horse. Maybe you got a 7-2. If you get a 7-2 and you knock out 2 favorites, you knocked out probably half the tickets. Bigger tickets will play that horse. So sometimes you're looking up saying, oh, excuse me, if you had a pick 3, but if you're playing a pick 4, it's going to pay a lot more than that. That pick 4, say you got to knock out the 1 favorite, the second favorite, right? Then I got 7-2, knock out 2 favorites. This is a favorite, 3-5, and then this horse, say it's 2-1. That pick 4 is probably going to be about, it could be as high as $150 to $200. And if you have that 10 times, you just made $2 grand. So it's very easy to make money. It's easy to make a lot of money playing exotics if you get them right. Now, a lot of people they like playing pick 4s because it's a lot of money. It's really hard to hit pick 4s unless you spread. But you might be paying $600 for the ticket. What if all the favorites win, and you paid $600 for the ticket and you get back $150? You're in the hole. That's why you can't do that. So you have to be very careful, and when you play it, you got to make sure you think maybe a price horse might beat him. Now, when I was at, was it 2 years ago? I don't know. It was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
and I was playing Saratoga. I love Saratoga. Saratoga, I think, comes a little before Del Mar. They're running at the same time. Saratoga, I was playing and I was on fire. Oh my God, I got there. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm going to tell you how I bet it. So I remember I won the first exacta, the first race. As I was waiting, I went to go play Saratoga. I love Saratoga. I played the first exacta, and I had it 10 times. I won that. I think it was something like I got back $140, and then the next race. And by the way, I played the pick 3, and then I hit I hit the flat bet. I lost the exacta, but I hit the flat bet, which is that horse was 5-2. I had 40 to win on it. So and then so I hit that in my pick 3, and then the last race. That horse I think was 2-1, and I hit that horse. I had 40 to win on that horse, but I hit the pick 3, so I won the exacta, picked up the first leg, then I won the flat win, and then I hit the last horse. I hit the pick 3. Oh, and that horse I had 40 to win. So I won all the flat bets. Sometimes if you get a pick 3 and which I did, you'll see that next week. When you see pick 3 and say this horse is 2-1 and the second leg, and the third leg this horse is I don't know, say it's 2-1, but this horse, the favorite, is 3-5, and the next horse is 2-1. But your horse, the horse you really like a lot, say that horse is 6-1. You know what you do? You put them in your pick 3s. You might put the other 2 in, so now you got 3-1-1. But what you do that first leg is you don't wait for the 3 races to be over. You play that semi-long shot, 6-1. You make a flat bet on that 6-1, so you're capitalized on a knocking out 2 favorites. And what if you don't win the next 2 legs? You capitalize on the horse that was 6-1. So if that was me, and I knew, even if it was Pratt or Jay Hernandez on that, and they're on the turf, and I see that, and I'm looking in the form, it says this horse might beat these horses, especially as a Dynaformer or what's the other one? Dynaformer and Warfront. Those are very good grass horses. I'm going to put a flat bet on that horse, and I'll probably go anywhere as high as 60, maybe $100 on that horse, because I'm really afraid of the favorites. Now, a lot of the thing is that the public is making, unless it's a morning line, if they're really dropping, the public is making that drop, the odds. So it's the public that's doing that. A lot of people bet the favorites. That's why you see the favorite keep dropping, and that's better for you because your price horse keeps going up. So anyway. So at Saratoga, I remember I won those races, and then I lost. I think I lost the next race. I think I was playing the exacta, and I caught one horse, but the other one came in, I think, third. Some horse, a long shot, I think it was like 15-1, beat me. So I lost that exacta, and then the next race, let's see, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I lost a fourth, and then the fifth. I caught the win, but the other horse, I think he came in like 4th, 5th, so I lost that exacta, but I caught the flat win. And then anyway, so let me get to the end. Okay, it was I think it was 10 races. The 10th, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Okay, I got to the end, and I wanted to play the pick 3, the last of the pick 3, because I already looked at the form, and I thought that 5. It was one of the Rad Ortiz brothers was on it. I thought that horse would win easy, and then I looked at the 9th race, and I said, well, there's only 2 horses that are going to win. And then the 3rd, I said, well, there's 2 horses there. There's only 2. I think those only 2 are going to win. So I played the pick 3, and then when I was looking at it, and I started thinking, I goes, wait a minute, there's a horse in the 7th race that I like a lot, and I looked at that horse, and I said, you know what? I'm going to play the pick 4. I says, I hardly ever play pick 4s, but you know what? This pick 4 looks really good. And so I end up playing, I put 40 to win on, he was I think it was 3-1, and there was 2 favorites in there, 3-5, and I think the other horse was like 8-5. And then my horse
was 3-1. So I put I don't know what I can't remember what I put 40. I think I put 40. I was putting 40 on all these. I put 40 on all these horses. I don't know why. I was so far up by then. I had $800 of wins in my pocket, in my wallet, and I still had the, I don't know what it was, 400 that I came with, and so I hit the seventh race, and I knocked out the two favorites, and then oh, by the way, the pick four, I played the pick four, I played the pick three, and then I played the double. So I was playing the last double, the last pick three, and the last pick four. Because originally I was just going to play the double and the pick three, but this race looked really good to me, the seventh. So I played all of them, and I put 40 to win on all the horses, and I was already planning to do that. So the next race, what happened? I hit the exacta, and I put 40 to win. I hit that horse, and then the ninth race, I hit that horse, and 40 to win, and all I need, and I got all pissed off because I said, you know what, you should have played this pick three, but I didn't. I played the pick four. I could have played this pick three too, and continued the pick three at the end. I didn't do that. I would have won it. And then so I played the double at the end. I played a $20 double to these two horses. I had 40 to win and 40 to win, and all I needed, it was really weird because the pick four, the last race, if the five did win, I would lose the double, the pick three, and the pick four. I would lose all those races because one horse didn't win. So what happens? It's a grass race, mile 16. Rat Ortiz, one of the really, really good jockey. Rat Ortiz, the Rat Ortiz brothers. Anyway, the race goes off. I'm watching the race. I'm looking at, where's my five? Where's my five? And this guy next to me knew I had these races bet. And here comes the five. He's coming around the first turn, and I'm not worrying about it. And then I see him on the far side, and I see I think he was in like sixth place, but he was on the rail. And I said, oh God, don't get trapped. So he comes around the clubhouse turn, and there's like four horses, no, those five horses in front. And I see him, he's trapped on the rail, and all of a sudden I could see him. The horse is going back and forth. He's trying to get out, and these horses are in his way. You can't rush up on a horse because you'll clip heels. You do that, the horse will go down. So jockeys are very leery about running up on a horse. That's why you'll see him pull and jostle the horse because you don't want him to run and clip heels. So he gets out and he gets behind the four horse and he can't get by. And then he goes. He runs back. He tries to go to the rail. He can't go to the rail because there's two horses there. He swings back and he finally gets out. He goes wide. And all of a sudden I saw him accelerate. He just accelerated. This horse take off, and it was like I don't know what it was, 200 feet, probably about 200 some feet. Oh, before the finish line, I already knew I won because the way that horse was accelerating. He was accelerating. When he got out, boom, he was gone. I knew I won. I was jumping up and down with this guy. And he said, I won. And he went by him, and I won. He got out of trouble. Very good jockey. Anyway, the daily double paid. I'm telling you this because you can see the money you can make if you handicap correctly, and you're hoping you got the right handicapping, and you're betting exotics more than once, or just a way to bet and make money off your small dollar. You're utilizing your dollar to maximize your profit. So the double paid $18, but I had it 10 times, so I got back 180 for that. The last pick three paid. It wasn't much. It was 63. It was $64. I got back $640 for that because I had it 10 times. Now the pick four I thought was really. I was really a little upset because it didn't pay much. It paid $250. It paid $250 for the pick four. I had it 10 times. $2,500 is what I won. Anyway, between that and by the way, I spent on the pick four and the pick three and the double. It was $60. I spent $60. I won $3,700 with $60 because I hit the pick four, the pick three, and the double. It was 20. So I won that day at Saratoga. I ended up winning 5,000. I think it was 5,700, and there was no taxes. You'll find out right now. I think it's still 3-1. Anything over that, and the other thing is evade taxes. I think it's section 17. As a matter of fact, it's in my book. It's at the end of the book. Structuring your wages to evade taxes, which is illegal. But by you betting a horse that's even if the horse pays $20 and you put it pays $42, it's $420. But there's no taxes. There's certain bets you make on exotics. You better be careful because sometimes they do take the taxes out. That's why a lot of people play 10-cent super and a 10-cent pick six. I don't like that. I want to play. If I don't play for $1, I won't play. So, but there's ways for you to bet. You got to remember something. Years ago, Gary told me. I used to bet. I think it was about that time I was betting $20 on a horse to show. And I win a lot. Actually, I won a lot of show bets. But for $20, if the horse is, say the horse is 3-1, and Gary would put it to win. Anytime 2-1, he wouldn't bet it because he said you're not utilizing your dollar. And I told him, well, hey, you think he's gonna win? Then you're getting 2-1. He wouldn't bet it. It had to be 5-2, or he wouldn't bet it. Anyway, so I bet $20 to show on a 3-1, and I would get back maybe a lot of times it would be maybe $3.80. So I would make money. But the place bet, sometimes that would pay like $4 and change. So if you look at your $20 and you get back $35 for your 20. But if you put it in the place pool, you get back, say, $48 for the same 20. Now, if you put that same 20 in the win pool, but he has to win. Now I'm gonna get $8, which 10 times will pay you $80. So you go from $80 to maybe $35, utilizing the same $20. So it depends how you bet your exotics, and that's why when you play, like I said, you play the double, you're playing $2. You spend more than $1 today, they're only $1. So instead of playing the double, try to hit the pick 3. You'll get more money. It's the same thing. I think in my first episode, there's a guy. He does this all the time. He bets 5 horses for an exacta. I said, why are you betting 5 horses? I says, you might as well play the the trifecta. They call it trifecta. Play the trifecta because you're betting 5 horses. Maybe 3 of those will come in, and the pool you'll win more money because this is a different pool. You got the exacta pool, and then you got the tri pool. There's more money in the tri pool, and there's more money in the super pool. So if you're gonna do something like that, you play the pool that you're gonna make more money. Especially you're playing 5 horses. So I know some people that play. They play 7 horses for an exacta. That's just crazy. You better hope you get some money back because. Sometimes when you win, you lose. Matter of fact, I played a pick 3, and I played $30 for the I played $30 for a it was a trifecta. I paid $30 totally for it, and I tried to hit it 5 times, and I hit it. Guess what happened? It paid $27 because they were all the 3 favorites. And I thought it'd pay a little more. Actually, what happened was if I would have caught the favorite is exactly what happened. 3-5, 8-5, and maybe 2-1. If those horses would have been flipped and there have been 2-1, 8-5, 3-5, it would have probably paid. That probably would have paid. I probably would have got back maybe I don't know $50. I would have made money. All the 3 favorites won. So it's the way you bet. I wish I could get into more of some other stuff, but I covered a lot of stuff from my 34 years of experience in horse racing, and I hope I showed you how to bet with your dollar. That's very important. utilizing your dollar to maximize your profit, because there's a lot of ways to make more money for the same $2 or the same $20. It's just you have to learn that, because you're gonna make a lot of money. Be careful. I told you that the first episode. Be careful. Horse racing is very addictive. I'm glad I broke out of it. I could walk up like tonight. I don't know if I should tell you that. I'm gonna be at Circa. But it's just years of experience, and you can get caught up in this. Trust me, it's horrible. You go to my first episode, I'll tell you the story, what happened to me and how I got out of it. I can walk up to a crap table now, and I can have whatever, $500,000, and sometimes I'll chart the table. I won't even play. I couldn't do that. I don't know what. 20 years ago, I was like a sick puppy. I get out of the car, I run right into the crap table. I won't even eat. I started playing craps. But now I don't do that. I chart the table. In other words, you're checking out how the table's playing. If you hear everybody screaming and hollering, make sure that they're not hollering for $2. You look at look on the table, see how many chips they have, so you'll know. How they're utilizing their dollar. A lot of them don't know what they're doing. So you can go to, you can get my book. Now this book, remember, it's not on horse racing. This book is on roulette, blackjack, and craps. And I really go into a lot of information on this in this book. It'll teach you how you should play, good and bad bets. Where do you put your dollar to maximize your profit? And it really teaches you a lot about these games. Now remember, I tell you in the back, everything I talk about is not a guarantee. We're not all guaranteed to win. The main thing is you have to have the information. You have to have the capital, then you have to have the information and the proper bets. And the last one is when to walk away. That's the biggest problem with people. They can't walk away. They win $200 real fast and want to win 200 more. No, you can't do that. You have to play with your recreational dollar. If you don't win, well, it was recreational. Okay, I want to say goodbye here from fabulous Las Vegas, Go Life Studios, and go to see my other videos. This is my episode 9. You can see all my videos on horse racing and all these 3 games. And I guess I'm going to leave here, and maybe I'll go get hammered. So, rum and Coke, baby. Oh, tonight's White Russians. So anyway, Avi, Art, Dave, if you're listening, I'm here in Vegas. It's wide open, no mask. I love it. Okay, thank you.